world where we have been living like Mr. or Mrs., girl or a boy. There was never a third gender. Like, so thankfully now we are in a world where we are evolving, we are accepting, we are recognizing, we are smiling at the people who have been living in a body where they always felt that they never belonged. So we have Shiny today. Let me joke with you. So can I call you Mr. Shiny, Miss Shiny?
You can just call me anything. I think Mr. or Miss doesn't define who I am. I think it is about what I feel from within is what makes me who I am today.
No, but Shelly, let me ask you a question. I think a lot of our viewers will also. But you were born 100% male, right? When you were born.
Okay, I would answer it in a different way. I think I was not born, I was trapped in a male body.
Okay.
To a lot of years. And I think at a very early age, I had a realization that I was trapped in a wrong body. My soul was of a different person and my body was of a different person.
How old were you?
I think probably 6 or 7 that I had a realization. Not really, like, you know, of course, as a child, I didn't have a realization about, you know, what a male and a female is. But I always, you know, looked up to my mother as an idol. So I wanted to be like her. So for me, you know, I was just like, you know, a shadow of my mother. So, you know, that was a very strong belief that I had until, you know, my bubble was busted by the people around me, where they said, no, you're a boy and you're supposed to, you know, be in a certain, you're supposed to behave in a certain manner or a certain way, where I refused, you know, at that age also that, no, this is not what you are going to decide for me. This is, I know who I am and I am going to decide everything for myself.
You had the clarity.
I had very strong clarity.
That is very unique because normally people, they say
Yes.
that we were confused, we didn't know.
Exactly. You know,
So
I have
to-
had friends who've been very confused. I've spoken to a lot of people who've been very confused. But for me, at a very strong, you know, vision about myself I had at a very young age, where I knew what I am and who I
So
am.
when people would ask you, and every kid, are you a girl or a boy? What would you respond when you were 7 or 8?
See, I think, you know, that was not a question for me ever. It wasn't a question of importance for me because I was not there to, you know, explain anyone else who am I, and I was not there to, you know, I was not waiting for approvals from anyone to approve me of a girl or a boy. I think it was very important for me to realize who I am at, you know, my own self, like, you know, in my room, on my bed, you know, when I would just lie down alone, and then I had thoughts about, you know, about myself. I think it was very strong.
So when you visualized yourself growing up, you visualized yourself growing up to be looking like your mom.
See, I was too innocent to, you know, make a difference about a boy or a girl. It was not part of my, you know, thought process at that moment. I really very well remember. So for me, I would look up to any of my cousin sisters or my, you know, friends who were, you know, I've always had friends, I've always been friends with girls, you know, since my childhood. So I always thought, you know, it's the same thing, you know. There was no difference until people created it for me. Yeah.
So you used to sit with boys or girls in the school, and you wanted to sit with the girls?
I had majorly I had girls as friends, but then I had one best friend who was you know, a boy, and then, you know, I was a very reserved person in my school. Like, I was in this social. Like, now I think it's a complete turn of my personality.
And your first crush?
My first crush was definitely a senior in my school.
Boy.
It was a boy, of course, you know, and then, you know, it was very funny. I've always been very dramatic in Bollywood since my childhood. So I would just, you know, assume him and me in a Bollywood song, dancing around the trees, and, you know, like that kind of very...
And when you imagine yourself, did you imagine yourself in a woman's body? Or how did you imagine yourself dancing?
Of course, like, there's no doubt about it. Like, I always thought, you know,
'Cause a lot
I
of
would
people-
replace Amisha Patel and, you know, be at her place and, you know, put that guy into Hrithik Roshan's, because, you know, I remember that time
Now,
I was in
there was a movie,
Kaho Na
yes,
Pyar Hai,
exactly, yeah.
Come. So I would just imagine myself to be
Now,
Amisha Patel for that
When did you
matter.
know that you were actually trapped in a boy's body? That, look, this body is not suiting or not matching with my thoughts.
As I mentioned, that, you know, I was too innocent to understand what is boy and a girl is, until I was taught about in my school, where, you know, you go through a biology,
chapter in
reproductive
class 9.
systems and stuff. So, and then I realized that, okay, there is something wrong with my body.
Okay.
That's when I had a realization that there's something wrong in my body. Then also I was so innocent not to blame people for it. So I thought that probably God has made me in a certain way that, and at that time I didn't know how to change it. So I just
So
probably
what
thought.
was your first action towards it? That okay, I want to change.
I was
myself.
heartbroken a bit because I had no
Well,
knowledge.
could you talk to anybody, or did you?
Not really. I did
Not
not speak
really.
to. It was my
It was exploration, self-realization.
phase where I was a little heartbroken knowing the fact that okay, there are people are differentiated as boys and girls because of their genitals. So I didn't know what to do about it. So I had no idea. But then somewhere somehow at that early age, I read, or I don't know, somehow I found out there is something called sex change operation that
Okay.
I can go through. So it was like it was.
And how old were you
It
at
was
that
a light in the darkest tunnel where I could just see one small light of hope that okay, my God, this is possible. So and that made me so it encouraged me so much that I never looked back in life. I never thought for a moment that I cannot do it.
And how old were you at that time when you?
I think it was probably 14, 15.
Okay.
Yeah.
So very, very young when
Yeah,
you were.
very young.
And
yeah.
that's what, when I asked you that question, you said you were always sure that you were
I
a
was,
woman.
I was, I still do not, not that I question people's doubt, but I still do not understand how can one not be sure of his or her body. So
Because
I was very sure.
Yeah, because I asked you another question, because I think a lot of times are you gay or are you trapped in the wrong body? How
See,
can you?
I'll tell you, this is one of the differences that people should understand.
Yes.
Because there are different kind of people, and at my earlier ages, like during my college days, and when I passed out from school, people confused me of being gay.
Yes.
They took
it's
because
totally
that's
different.
probably
Yeah.
that's probably one of the most common questions one come across is like So in my case, I would just say that there's definitely a difference between a transsexual and a gay guy. A gay man is a man falling for a man, and a transsexual is somebody who's probably trapped a man. A woman's soul is trapped in a man's body. So a gay boy can be effeminate, can be a little feminine, can have a body language of a little opposite sex, but then they do not want to change their sex. They are very much happy with what they are born with, and they like to date or they like to marry the same sex. And in my case, it is about the feeling of being someone, but putting in someone else's body, exactly the same way. So for example, like I can question you right now, how would you feel if I'll cut your hair and I'll force you to wear men's clothes and be like a man?
Yeah.
It is not easy for anybody.
Yeah.
So it is exactly the same way I felt that people are, why they're forcing me to cut my hair. Why they're forcing? Because that happened with me because of course, family pressures and peer pressures and relatives. And
How many people have you come across who feels or thinks like that? Is it very like 1 in 200, 1 in 2,000? Have you come across other people who thinks like you?
Things like me in what sense?
Like I'm trapped in my body.
See, I have definitely come across a lot of people. In fact, these days, because I think of a lot of changes that has been brought about in society. People are vocal about it. Like for me, it took me a lot of time to be vocal because see, I was not scared of talking about it. I just thought it was not required. I didn't want people to know who I am. Nobody has right to know what am I doing in my four walls.
Because you always thought that I'm rightfully who I am.
Yeah, exactly. And I, in fact, this happened with me when I was passing out of my college, which is NIFT, National Institute of Fashion Technology. I got through, I cleared, one of the auditions of a reality show called Let's Design Season 2. And I was a part of, the top 15 designers of India. So, in fact, I happened to win the show.
I'm sorry to intervene. That time you were staying as a man or as a woman?
I was
dressed
you were always
dressed
always as a
absolutely
woman.
like a woman. And in fact, this is
Always.
this is what exactly I'm coming to. Where very interestingly, one of the media interviews. It was 10th of January 2010. I very well remember that my whole article came in Bombay Times, where they said that, okay, then we came across, a contestant, you will see wearing a contestant wearing very fancy lace leggings with skirt and, crop top and stuff. They spoke very well about it, and then at the end they mentioned he. So, when they were interviewing me, I always told them that, do not get into my gender. That's not what I am here to talk about. I'm here to showcase my talent. Let's focus there.
Wow.
So this is what I think.
Because you've always looked and dressed and presented yourself in terms of the physical format as a woman, as a girl.
Yeah, it is. See, I think I've always done what I felt was right for me, and I think there was no need of people to know, unless it was who was very close to me, to know that what I am, under four walls, and what am I doing in my bedroom. I wanted them to know who am I as a person, what am I doing in my life, and how successful am I in my career.
So did your family fight with your family, with the society?
See, I never, to be honest, I never fought. I never thought it was a fight, because I think I moved out of my family at a very young age. I was 17 when I moved out, not because of any pressure from them, but thinking that I didn't want my parents to be bullied by anybody. So it was I was quite mature enough to understand that they're very simple. They come from working class. They're very simple people. So I didn't want them to go through anything because of me. So I thought it's better that it's my journey, it's my life that I want to create, and I don't want to have any regrets, and I want to be what I wanted to be.
Now, does society accept you as a woman, or sometimes, like as you said in the article, do they say, okay, we are confused? And have you found that society has changed?
See, definitely they have, of course. And plus, I think it depends on you as a person, like how you project yourself. That's very important. Your body language, your whole appearance.
Your confidence. If you are confident, nobody
will question. But I haven't really come across people who have found out that who am I, just by having a look at me. So, but unless I have told them on my own. So I've touched wood, I've been lucky that God has been kind to me for that matter. That I didn't have to do too much.
So I have a curiosity. Your voice is not like a boy's voice. So were you gifted? Because this is not something that you can.
This is definitely a God's gift. That because I have a lot of friends who are transsexual who definitely face a voice issue, and then they go through voice modulation classes, and then some have gone through surgeries also. But then I think for me, I've been lucky enough not to have that.
So when did you finally decide that, okay, now I want to actually change my body?
I think for me it was definitely a very important decision, but I didn't want to do it at an early age, because usually they say that when you do it early age, it's, your body turns out to be better. Okay. But I wanted to do it at an age where I'm more settled, where I can take a certain decisions about my body. I felt I think had it been at a 20 or a 22 or a 25, I would have done it. I think I would have regretted it, because it is not an overnight process. It takes a lot of time.
How much time? Because I think
it depends on body to body. Then your whole treatment starts from a psychological test, and then going on to HRT, which is hormonal replacement therapy, and then you go for a sex change. And sex change also has different surgeries. Stages. Like one is your breast augmentation surgery, and then is your sex reassignment surgery. So it's a process, and plus one has to understand it's a human body. It takes, you go through one surgery, it takes time to heal.
Yeah.
So you cannot just go back to back with
and
all
how long
surgeries.
does the healing process out?
Healing definitely, you're putting a cut in your body.
Yeah.
It takes about a year to at least heal.
So how many surgeries or how many years?
So it depends. See, for a lot of people, they go for different kind of feminization surgeries, your facial feminization, your hair feminization, your body feminization. But thankfully, I didn't go for anything. I was blessed enough not to go for any facial feminization or anything, as such. But yeah, this is a long process, and it takes, one needs a lot of emotional support, and especially during your hormonal replacement therapy, you go through a lot of emotional downfalls and mood swings and stuff. So, it needs to be very, very strong. That's why I didn't want to do it at an early age where, probably, I was more concerned about my career than my, sexuality.
And this is the first time that you're actually talking about the fact that yes,
This is actually the first platform that I'm actually talking about it.
that now you are actually physically also a woman.
Yes, I am. See, I wanted to always talk about it when I'm, ready for it, and I think I am. And I want to, make sure that whoever is watching this, and especially the people from the transsexual community, they should understand that they should not play with their bodies. At the end of the day, that is where the we live in. But that doesn't mean that you do not do what you want to do. But take time, understand your body, understand that each body takes time to recover. Just don't go for back-to-back surgeries. It is very harmful for you. Maybe not at the moment, but maybe in the future. So it is, having a proper knowledge of what you're doing is very important.
And the maintenance of the hormonal changes and the body changes, you must be on maintenance forever?
It depends. For a lot of people, the hormones are forever, but it totally depends on individual body.
Okay.
How well your body is, taking it.
So who is your latest crush now?
My latest crush, my latest crush in terms of Bollywood, or I have lots of crushes.
Actually,
Who's your man crush?
Who's my celebrity crush? If you talk about, I have I have a huge crush on Vicky Kaushal. I want to really date him.
oh yeah, he is.
I think he's very, very charming, and I think I became a huge fan of him after I saw Razi. I think he's played the most
You wanted
ideal husband. I'm like, I can go to any extent to get him. But apart from that, if other crushes, if I talk about, then crushes. I think crushes always in a very positive way. So I think I keep having crush on people who are who talk really well. I'm definitely a sapiosexual person that who like to communicate, and I really like people who talk well. Yeah.